What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast.
All right, hey everybody. I'm Jared Abergina here with 2TG, Two Tree Guys. I got a special guest here, Gisele Purdy with Manic Woodshop. And super excited to have her. She's one of our sponsors for 2TG, and she creates our bucket for our bucket of beer that we drink out of every show. So super excited to have you, Gisele.
Thank you.
What's new? What's going on? Why are you here first?
I'm here because you asked me.
Well, yeah.
Just brought a bunch of my woodwork out to showcase and hopefully sell some pieces.
Nice. So what do you got out there? What'd you build? What'd you bring?
So for this one, I've got the smaller stuff like cutting boards and bottle openers and a couple of boxes. I did bring a couple of small, like a coffee table and console table, but that's just because of obviously the size of the event. I also make, furniture like credenzas or tables, or basically I'll take on anything that you want.
Got it.
I'm willing to try anything.
Yeah, that's great. So what's been the big hit so far on this today's event? What are people liking? What are they seeing?
Well, sold a bit of everything, but I definitely say with these guys it's the bottle openers.
For the bottle openers. I wish I had one right here.
Everybody just wants a beer.
Hey, somebody grab me a bottle opener.
I think Scott's got one.
Yeah, that's awesome. I seen a few of them going around. That's pretty neat. What's your favorite piece that you have out here today?
So my favorite piece here is the canary wood and curly maple keepsake box, which I just sold this morning.
To whom?
Nick Bailey.
All right. So he bought one for
And I really hope his wife does not listen to this.
Oh, it's for him. He has lots of earrings and bracelets.
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking.
Somebody told me, but okay. Yeah, that one's been sitting kind of as a showpiece in my house, and it's my husband's favorite piece, so he was secretly hoping I wouldn't sell it. But
oh no, you got in trouble for this one.
That's okay. He was like, as long as you got a good amount for it, and I'm like, baby, it was worth it. I'll make you a new box.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I actually seen some cornhole boards out there too.
Yes. Well, two of them I think you brought out were the ones I made for you a while back. And then I've got a couple sets I made for Atlas. I've made a few sets now. That's not the typical. I remember the first set I made was like your standard plywood top, the 2x4s for the frame. I was like, I didn't really know what I was doing. And then when you had asked me, you were like, I don't want any plywood. I want all hardwood. So yours were glued up with hickory, and it was a challenge. But I mean, they do look super cool. And now I laser engrave like the scoreboard on them and any logo you want. And it's started building storage on the back to hold the bean bags. And there's a carabiner to measure out with the rope the exact 27-foot distance.
That's so awesome. I mean, I love my cornhole boards. By far, they are the baddest, cleanest cornhole set I've ever owned, and having the storage is great. It holds the bags. I love the little ring set, so you can pull it out and measure them perfect, and that's just a super clean.
Otherwise, I mean, who really knows what 27 feet is, right? You're out there drinking with your friends. It's like, I don't know what 27 feet is.
It's about 9 steps with my feet.
Yeah, exactly, right? Depending how far deep you are in the beers by then.
Oh, that's great. So tell me a little bit more. What got you into woodwork?
Oh, geez. I mean, I grew up on the farm with a pretty artistic family. My dad's family is all really artistic, and my dad does like hobby metalwork and woodworking. So I kind of grew up always being used to it, but never really tried it because 3 older brothers, they kind of took over any manual labor stuff. But I had a tree die in our yard here about 3 years ago. And when they cut it down, I told the arborist that I wanted a big chunk kept because I was going to attempt to make a coffee table. And it still sits in my living room, and it's cracked because I let it dry a whole 6 months. And at the time I thought that was plenty for an 18-inch thick piece of wood. So very big lesson there.
but I'm sure it looks great still.
I mean, it's cracked because there was resin in it.
Tree's
I've
cracked.
never, yeah.
It's a
And I
natural
was just
part.
like, you know what? I look at it and all I see is how far I've come since then. So it's cool. It's like I don't even want to get rid of it some days because of that, because
Yeah.
it just shows me how far I've come in 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so beyond that, I just kind of fell in love with it, as frustrating as it was. And it was just nice to, I don't know, I just liked watching the change and seeing the piece come to life.
Mhm.
And then I just started randomly making, different pieces. And I just fell more and more in love with it all the time. And then I met you when you came by to work on some of our trees and, started milling
I
with
said,
you.
I got a
and
mill, and you're like, I do resin. I'm like, well, I want to learn resin. You're like, I
Yeah.
want to learn how to mill. Like, we should get together and figure out how to do this together.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I guess it's just, I mean, we learned from each other. You provided me with opportunities in the mill and had a great time. And the rest is history.
And
I
here-
just
and here you
kind of, now I'm like, I've gotten so much business just from you, affiliated companies, word of mouth. And it's just, yeah, it's been fantastic. And now, as of a year ago, I'm doing this full time as a business.
That's so awesome.
So
That is
yeah,
awesome.
it's cool. And it's just out of my home shop. And anybody who says they need a big shop is full of it, because I work out of 120 square feet. And
Yeah.
I've built
And-
5-foot long credenzas, and I have full equipment pretty much.
And I've seen it. This is an awesome tiny shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get a lot done, and you get a lot of really good tools in there. And
I mean,
it's pretty
I've
impressive.
I've got my miter on a stand outside the shop
Yeah.
that has a cover. And then I have a job site table saw that gets rolled out.
Yeah,
Right. But I mean, the rest, I've got the bandsaw, the planer,
that's great.
I can't even think of everything else. I got so much
Yeah.
stuff in there.
No, it's super impressive. I'm impressed how far you come as well. I kind of ditched out over a period of time with, my ventures leading,
Yeah.
all over the place. But I'm still glad you're a part of, what we're doing and the movement and helping support, at the Academy and 2TG here today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's really neat. I'm just super happy you're here to support us.
Thanks.
So
No, I'm grateful to you as well for all the opportunities you've provided me with, and Phil and
yeah.
the company as a whole. You guys have you've helped me grow the business, and I'm
Awesome.
very grateful for that.
Awesome. So what's next? What's new? What's coming up? What's the
boy.
next venture?
It's kind of, it's all custom work. So it's kind of like, what's the next piece that's going to come? It's just, I kind of tend to just roll into one after the other. There are definitely things that, I was talking to someone earlier, actually it was your little brother, about maybe working with him to make a guitar.
Nice.
It's something I've always kind of thought of doing, but I'm like, what the hell am I going to make a guitar for? Like, I know nothing about guitars. I would never use it. And he's like, well, I want to make one, but I don't have the tools. I'm like, okay, let's do this together then. We can make this work.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I'm just constantly trying to learn new techniques, new joinery. I just want more and more of a challenge. Like, I don't want to be just doing, cutting boards and bottle. Like, I like doing the big stuff. I like being able to work on furniture. I have a lot of projects for my own house that keep getting put aside, like everybody else, because those ones aren't the paying ones.
Yeah.
But I've got I've waiting to work on some retail space for a Pilates studio that wants me to do
Cool.
some stuff for them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's great. I mean, hearing your story and seeing that you're taking these different leaps into advancing your career, advancing your knowledge, learning more. You're going to different workshops. You're networking with a lot of people that are out there, like you, or if not better, learning their techniques,
Yeah.
going to different trade shows.
actually headed to Workbench Con in Atlanta next week, which should be really fun. They didn't have it last year because of COVID, so
Yeah.
I've never been. It's gonna be my first time. So all these people, the woodworking industry has a huge community on IG. So you meet all these people and you talk to them and you FaceTime them, and it's going to be nice to finally meet all of these people
Yeah.
in person. So
Yeah. So how do people find you? If, everybody watching here,
Yeah.
want to either get into this, learn what you're doing, buy your product, or, be a part of your network, how do we get a hold of you?
Sure. It's on IG. It's just Manic Woodshop. And my website is manicwoodshop.com.
Awesome. Well, this is great. Gisele, super glad to have you here today.
Thanks for having me,
and
Jared.
Appreciate you. And hope to see you soon on the next one.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you.